We're talking actors and directors who put on the shows.
We're talking playwrights and designers who you'll want to know.
From the very first rehearsal to the final curtain call.
We might be off Broadway, but we're talking about it all.
'Cause we're two local gals
With global pals, it's everything, everything, everything theater.
with Benita
And Ellen. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Everything Theater Podcast Backstage episode, the episode where we chat all about what our listeners think of. That was a sentence. Hi, I'm Ellen Grims.
Oh, and hi, and I'm Benita Zahn. And if you've got the banner, I've got the footlights all around me. So they become footlights and headlights and makeup lights and whatever.
Yes, we're having some fun with the filters on Zoom. It's gotten to that point. We've been on Zoom for so long. We've gotten a little loopy.
Yes, we are. And I bet everybody else is. I hope you're all doing okay out there. I hope you've been getting out to some theater. I saw Dead and Breathing by the Black Acting Troupe of Upstate New York with Barbara Howard and Sade Thompson. And oh my God, it was great. At Capitol Rep in the Island Theater, and just spectacular. Bravo to all, everything about the whole production, the acting, the directing, the set, everything about it. It was lovely to be out. You got to show your vaccination proof, and they're like, yeah, right, I know you are, but show it to me. And masked, and it was great. It was a great night of theater.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
My card now has 3 things on it. I just got my booster today.
You did?
I did.
Ooh la la. How you
Fancy,
feeling?
fancy. I feel great. My husband had a very bad reaction to it, but it luckily only lasted about 24 hours. But it basically just flared up any kind of joint pain he's ever had in his whole life.
Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, poor fella.
Yeah, but not me. I'm feeling completely fine. Knock on wood. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But
You know, those theater girls, you just can't kill them.
no,
We're
exactly.
tough. I always love that line. You know that you're doing too much community theater when your couch is on the stage more than it's in your den. I feel like that's how we are, you know. A lot of good stuff coming up.
Definitely, yeah. People are moving forward with things. We were talking about some auditions coming up. We said, let's see, Albany Civic has Seminar auditioning in November.
And Schenectady Civic is auditioning for Marjorie Prime, November 2 and 4. You saw Seminar. Give us the 411.
So Seminar, I saw it on Broadway with Alan Rickman many years ago. But yeah, it's a professor meeting with a group of students about their writing, and it's all kind of about their relationship with each other and their work. Very interesting, very thought-provoking piece. I don't remember a lot of details because it was so long ago, but interesting piece. I'm excited for it.
That's great. And we mentioned Schenectady Civic is auditioning for Marjorie Prime, which is a fascinating show, which I got to see. It was off Broadway in New York before the world closed down. And it's an older woman living in a retirement community. It's her memories, and her daughter is involved, but her husband appears as he's a robot. It's the use of AI to provide solace and support. It's fascinating. 2 great ones to look forward to. And Schenectady Light Opera, by the time we're up, has auditioned for and probably cast Songs for a New World, which I just love the music from. I don't think it's done enough. So a lot of great stuff going on.
Yeah, and I should mention that a lot of theaters still have director calls out there. So if people are interested in directing for the 2022-2023 season, now's the time to start getting your play selections and admissions, or not admissions, applications in.
I've been thinking about it. I talked with one of the local groups. I may have missed I couldn't pull the trigger. You know how that is. Let me once again give a plug for Cabaret coming up by the Two of Us Productions. Yours truly playing Fraulein Schneider. And two of us, we performed down at the Grange of Copac. Trust me, it is a very interesting place. It's a small house. Make the trip. You can go the long way, go through Hillsdale. There's some cute places to eat there, but there's a couple of nice little pubby spots, like a block from the theater in Copac. And that's the second and third weekend in November. So book your tickets.
It's going to be here before we know it.
Right. We interviewed Stephen. He was with, they were doing a show out of Slock. Wasn't that it? Or was it Schenectady Civic, Ellen?
Oh, was Stephen Faust?
Yeah, Stephen.
He did 9 to 5.
Clifford Bradshaw.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, he directed 9 to 5.
Yes, Betsy Reese is Sally Bowles.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's sehr fun.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Good group.
Yeah. So they were doing 9 to 5 with Slock. It was Slock. Yep. So come on down. What good is sitting alone in your room? Come to the Cabaret.
Exactly.
So we have some questions. We had some questions and answers.
We did. Yeah. You posed this one last time, kind of based on the fact that we bring this up all the time. And we said, how do you engage and encourage a younger or non-theater going audience to come see shows while still appealing to your current audience?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the $1 million question with not tons of replies, I think, because people don't know.
They're hoping we're going to give them the answer.
Yeah, so we'll have a chat about it. Do you want to start us off with Steve?
Sure. Steve says, invite them onto season selection committees and listen to them if they're younger theater people. For non-theater people, engage with audiences during intermission to see what they like and dislike. I'm thinking about parents and siblings of actors.
Interesting. I wonder, not tons of theaters do kind of like a post-show survey, or something to fill out in the program. Maybe gathering that kind of data would help with play selection.
Yeah. And now, there's not even programs anymore. Everything is QR codes. So, send it out, put it on your ticket, to send to us. That's an idea, Stephen. Thank you.
Yeah. I see. Corey says you have to put serious consideration into the audience point of view and find opportunities to engage with people in the real world. This includes selecting shows that take advantage of the live nature through immersion, interaction, and grandeur. I am a very big fan of using quick guerrilla style public performances to show what you do to more people.
That's an interesting proposition that I think probably would have had greater engagement prior to COVID. I think guerrilla style engagement might be off-putting and to some.
Currently, yeah.
But in terms of that, immersion, even there they have the third wall. I was going to say Troy Foundry. They still have, the third wall, but it's a little more in your face.
Yeah.
Than perhaps many of the other companies. Yeah.
And it's also, I think it depends on audience. Again, gathering data might tell you whether a younger audience enjoys that kind of theater. Personally, sometimes I'm a little like, whoa, hold on, interaction. I didn't sign up for this.
I didn't wash my hair. Yeah. But it's interesting. Patrick says, cast them. I got a bunch of scripts featuring young people I hope to produce, including auditioning 11-1, 11-2 for a 17-year young man for a leading part. But the question is, Patrick and others, just because you cast a young person does that mean young people are going to come see them on stage?
Well, I think twofold things about this. I think finding plays with young people helps build a group of people who can be seen and build a love of theater. I know that if my local theater company hadn't done as many roles that I could have done when I was in high school, I probably wouldn't be as immersed in theater as I am. So I think that's important to find younger roles. I also think there's a lot of power in watching your peers on stage. So having people come experience theater when they're, super young, maybe their older brother or sisters in the show, or they're in the show, and then their friends come and they might say, hey, this is kind of cool. Let me try it out too.
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of power in that.
And when just take up you, because you've got Tony's response, and that really ties right into it.
Yeah, Tony said, excellent question. Patrick's suggestion is great. I would expand that to also suggest involving them in other ways, such as backstage or administration. Discounts for those under a certain age can also be a powerful incentive. And someone added on to that and said, or maybe a free student performance, as long as you have empty seats, offer them free to students.
Yeah, that's another one. That's really not a bad idea. These are all good. Jean says arrange to take a production to at least one local high school. Not easy, I know. Age appropriate productions would be great in elementary schools, involve kids in the productions if possible. I think kids would welcome a change from their usual, rather inane activities to do something expressive and creative. And Park Stage Company does that.
Yeah.
They take a show every year to the schools and had been doing it, when the world closed down, did it virtually, so that the experience was still there. And I think that's probably a way to go. And I'm not sure, Proctor's also has a program for young people, to get them involved. But I'm left wondering, to reach, school age kids is one thing. How do we get the 30 somethings?
Yeah.
That's a different population.
It is a different population, right? That's what's
Now,
like, that's why I feel like if you start them young, hopefully it will, last until they're 30. But yeah, but at this point in time, trying to get that, 20, 30-year-old.
Right. So do you have to hook them early? Or can you, engage them after college, starting a family? Somebody, it may have been Carol Max at Curtain, the
Curtain Call?
Curtain Call Theater. I thought there was a time where she did sort of a date night, and that's always, look, young singles are looking for places to meet other young singles.
Yeah.
And the theater can provide that opportunity as a mixer, a singles night, do a Thursday night.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And have some good food and a little beverage and then a little speed dating time. But seriously, just make that opportunity. You can go with some friends, you can go solo. That might be something to do. But something has to be done. We've all talked about this so much.
And that's what I think is so hard for play selecting in a season, because we talk a lot about, wanting to bring voices forward that we haven't heard so much before, playwrights that don't get produced. We want those new, fresh voices. We want those new stories. But if your season consists of plays no one's ever heard of, that's not going to draw in the 20, 30-year-old who's, thinking about maybe going to see something. Whereas if they see you're doing a play they've heard of before, they might say, oh, what is that? I've heard that title before. Let me check it out.
And then there's the question of, do you approach the audience, do you approach an LGBTQ audience differently than you approach an audience that looks like you and me, an audience of color? or is audience's audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I think goes again into play selection, people making sure they have a full range of ethnicities, cultures, ages represented, which
Yeah,
is very hard to do in one season and
yeah,
every season. Yeah.
you know, but I just think that if we're not more thoughtful,
Mm-hmm.
we're in trouble.
Definitely. Definitely.
It's easy. We learned how easy it is to sit home
Mm-hmm.
and find anything.
Yeah. Streaming services are not going to help the theater.
No. And then look, so Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
you found it on streaming service. Come From Away,
Yep.
streaming service. Who knows what else?
I just saw Dear Evan Hansen at the movie theater. You know?
What'd you think, Ellen?
Okay, so this is interesting. Little side note on Dear Evan Hansen. So I saw it on Broadway. I loved it. And then I
Mhm.
heard so many negative things about the movie before I went to go see it.
Yep.
And actually a lot of stuff criticizing the plot itself. So I was very curious, people saying that Evan is a very selfish character. It doesn't tackle a very serious subject matter with the respect it deserves. So I kind of had low expectations going into the movie. I bawled the entire movie. I loved it. And I thought Ben Platt was amazing. So I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority. I don't remember the musical perfectly because I only saw it the one time several years ago, but I loved the movie. That's my little
Well, Ben
review.
Platt was excoriated because the contention was he was too old to play the role.
And in the trailer, I was like, wow, yeah, it doesn't look great. But then when I watched the movie, he just blended in, and I forgot that he was so much older than everybody else. It didn't
And
matter to
listen,
me.
he originated it.
Yeah.
He was at the table reading.
I mean, his performance makes you forget anything. I mean, it's so heartbreaking. And I personally felt like the topic of, depression, anxiety, feeling lost is done so well in that musical. I know people feel differently, but
And
personally,
yes,
I
the
feel like it's
character
done
is
well.
selfish.
I mean, yeah, but he also is stuck in almost an impossible situation where he knows, and especially in the movie, I feel like they played this up even more in the movie, where like you can see that he's really doing this for the parents. Like he doesn't want them to suffer. He knows that he's the last link they have to their child that they lost connection with.
Yeah.
And he can be that person for them to give them that love and hope still, and he doesn't want to take it away. And he only comes forward when he realizes they're being negatively affected by his lies. So
Yeah, but he also wants to score with their daughter.
true.
I mean, come on, Ellen.
I mean, that does happen, but I don't know. Personally, I feel like that's not his motivation, I guess. I guess that
Oh, you
feels
see, and
like
I think that is his motivation. But I think what happens is we start judging all this with adult eyes, and we forget what it's like to be at that age.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And we do this. Everybody's so judgmental about everything.
Mm-hmm.
So while it's not theater, it's TV. Tony Shalhoub has come under fire from Sarah Silverman. Why is this man playing the father on the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? There must be Jewish actors to play that role.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's stop a second, sister, because the character Rachel Brosnahan isn't Jewish.
Right.
So are we going to start having a litmus test for nationality for the role you play?
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Mm-hmm.
do you have to be that religion?
Yeah.
I thought isn't it about ability? Let's be colorblind. Let's cast the best performer.
Yep.
I think
yeah.
I'm here. I was going to say, I think I'm hearing our next question.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you there, Benita. I feel like sometimes it does go too far, and the fact that as long as I think that actor, that performer respects whatever religion, or what have you that they're representing,
Mhm.
yeah, I think it would be fine to have a non-Jewish actor play a Jewish part, as I would find, a Jewish actor playing a Christian completely fine,
Right?
Mhm.
On The Sopranos, the character who played Meadow, Jamie Lynn, I get the first two names, but not the last, but I get points for getting two of her three names. She's Jewish.
Mhm.
And she played the Italian daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Let's
It's
ask that.
yeah. No, that's great. I like it.
Must you be that? And look, how many Aussies have been playing Americans?
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, the TV world is ruled by British actors playing Americans at the moment.
Right?
Mhm.
So where do we draw the line? I don't know. Let's talk about it, audience. What do you think? Do you have to
Yeah.
be who you are in order? But Tony Shalhoub's response is that's what acting is.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
getting into and understanding someone else,
Yeah.
wearing their clothing.
Mhm.
I would say I had an aunt who was born in Berlin, but that doesn't make me German to play Fraulein Schneider.
Right.
But I think about my aunt.
Mhm. Yeah.
I
It's
don't.
it's a tricky one. It is, because there is kind of a
You
line that
don't
you
want to culturally appropriate
right. Yeah. Yeah.
someone. That's a very big issue these days, and understand.
Absolutely.
Understandably so.
Mhm. So yeah, that is the question. Like, how far can we take acting, and when is it appropriate and not appropriate to cast certain ways?
Right.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a probably a treatise for a master's thesis or doctorate.
Yeah.
But exciting stuff. You getting down to the city anytime soon?
Um, I don't think so. No plans. A couple things I would like to see, but I think I'm just gonna see what happens come next couple months. See where we are come spring.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's an interesting time. I would love to go. We're going to go. Well, by the time this hits, I will have been over. You've already been to the Berkshires at Barrington Stage. We are going to go see Mr. Saturday Night.
Hmm.
Billy Crystal. The Hubs
Very
loves him, and
nice.
I said, okay, let's give it a whirl. We're not going anywhere else. I'll write the check. Let's support theater. Right. Woodstock Playhouse has been, making announcements about stuff coming up. A lot of folks in this area, I think, we're very oriented to going over to the Berkshires, but don't ignore the Woodstock Playhouse.
Mm.
A lot of wonderful shows, wonderful performers come in there, and it's not a big ride, really. And there's a lovely little restaurant right nearby. You could walk from there over to the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're looking for another place to head to,
Nice.
I've done my part selling the area. All right, kiddo.
Excellent. All right. Well, yeah, sounds like another question to try to figure out this amazing industry we're in.
Oh, by the way, how did your reading go?
Oh, it went very well. Thank you. Learned a lesson in making sure you understand audio equipment because I had them play some music, and we didn't really have a tech rehearsal. We had one run through in the space, and come performance, the CD track got stuck or something. I'm not quite sure what happened. So there was kind of a humming that happened for a while. So that's my advice to people who direct: be well-rounded in all technical aspects so that you can figure out what's going on and stop it. But it was lovely. It was well received, and the cast did a great job.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. Bravo. I sadly, you can't get to everything you want to, and especially if you're doing a show. So
Yeah.
remember the auditions coming up, Marjorie Prime for Schenectady Civic, the 2nd and 4th of November, and the 15th and 16th of November, Albany Civic auditioning seminar.
Mm-hmm.
No, seminary. Seminar.
Seminar. Yes.
Yeah. Got to read my writing better.
Exciting plays coming up. Yay.
If you've got something you want to make sure we let folks know about, please drop us a note. If you would like to, we're selling something, I think I've talked about it before, called the Green Room. And if you want to buy a little ad time, drop us a note. The rates are very good.
And with that, we'll sign off for this episode. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will catch you next time. Thank you so much for listening to the Everything Theater podcast. Special thanks goes out to Alice Grinling for our photography and Justin Friello for composing our amazing theme song. Please remember to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you want to share your thoughts or what's going on in your theater community, you can reach out to us on social media or through our email at everythingtheaterpodcast@gmail.com. Till next time, it's everything, everything, everything.